It's the Chain Gang Sports Show on a Monday morning, and good to have you join us. We've got so much to talk about, as usual, coming off a weekend full of sports action. NBA Finals now are set. Spurs and Knicks. Yankees 13 runs in one inning. Some teams are not even getting that in maybe 2 or 3 games. We've got that and a whole lot more on the Chain Gang Sports Show.
We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.
The Chain Gang Sports Show, Tommy Thunder, Johnny Monte Carlo in the house this morning. We're recording live at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studios in association with the U.S. News and Entertainment Network. Things are better with us. And let me tell you, I mentioned 13 runs in one inning for the Yankees. My Marlins couldn't even get that, I think, in the entire 3-game series against the Mets.
Well, the Mets put up a 10 spot on them yesterday.
Oh, yeah, 10-1, I think, the final.
The Mets are getting a little hot.
They're resurgent.
Yeah, resurgent.
Maybe there was a reason they kept Mendoza.
Yeah, but just think about it. Phillies and the Mets started out, and they were both battling for last place. Now they're both coming up on the heels of the Braves.
That's it.
But
what's the old saying? It's not where you start, but where you finish.
Yeah.
Look at UCLA.
Wow, that was crazy to lose both of them.
The ladies in softball, the men in baseball.
Both major upsets too. St. Mary's was the bigger upset, I'd say.
On the
men's side.
That is.
It was exciting too. It was a walk off for them, and it was good. I watched the Yankee game. I actually went to the Tortugas earlier because the Yankees didn't start till 4, so I went to the Tortuga game. They were playing the Yankees, as a matter of fact. Probably the reason I went. But so the Yankees farm team won 6-0, and the Tortugas had a kid throwing 98, 99 miles an hour. He's only 21 years old, so a bright future for the Cincinnati Reds, I'd say. And then the Yankees have. They put up a 6-spot, 6-0. It was the final. It was a good game. They have, of course, Single A is all young kids.
Right.
But the facility is, there's a lot of renovations going on, but the facility's beautiful. It was a good time, and it's so affordable.
It's always been a historical park,
right?
But now they've made so many improvements.
Skyboxes. They got skyboxes.
Skyboxes.
Yeah.
Imagine that. In Single A.
Yeah, in Single A. But, so we're hoping to get D. Cook, the head of marketing and sales, on the show next week. And hopefully right after that, we're going to do a show from the park, from the Jack. So I'm excited. It's exciting stuff coming up for us.
That's it. Do an hour or 2 live. In Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
I tell you what, so historical, that park, and the renovations, we talked about it before. I think it's the best venue. I know there's a team up in Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, the Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, they're a Marlins organization. AAA Marlins.
AAA.
So you got AAA not far away, and you got Single A not far, even closer. But it's good stuff.
And we're in between, so we could go
either way.
In both directions.
North or south, that's it. Depends on which way the car wants to go.
Yeah, we'll plan on it.
Yeah, we will. The Yankees, I tell you, I'm actually going to reach out to the Jumbo Shrimp and see what we can do there. But as far as the Yankees, big boys, 18 batters came to the plate in the 3rd inning. Pretty impressive. 13 runs. Ben Rice had a double, 2 RBI double, and a 2 RBI triple in the inning. So it was pretty wild. And Volpe's hot. The Yankees bullpen couldn't hold it down at all. I was pretty disappointed. But things will change now with Rodon and Cole back in the starting. And they're going to move a couple of these kids out to the bullpen that have been so instrumental in us being only a game and a half out of Tampa. So, and a big series with the Guardians starts tomorrow. So it'll be interesting.
That's right. And we talked about it on Thursday, our last appearance on the Chain Gang Sports Show. Best rotation maybe in baseball, possibly, potentially.
Yeah, Schlittler goes tomorrow, 6-2, but he's got an ERA of 1.5, number 2 in baseball. The good things happening for the Yankees right now. If they can just, the guys that were batting 180, as a matter of fact, pardon the interruption, had a special on. Kornheiser and Wilburn we're talking about how it's acceptable for a guy to be batting below 200, and how many are batting at the 200.
Some big names.
Yeah, and it's terrible, man. I mean, back in the day, they would have been shipped off.
So what does that mean? Are the pitchers ahead?
I guess
Usually that
that's
happens.
the only thing I can think of is that you got guys throwing more velocity, But in all fairness, the strike zone becoming now computerized is made it. I think hitters will start. I think the hitters should start getting hot because they know that they're gonna. If it's not a strike, they're not gonna call it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Got to start swinging away.
Yeah, that's it.
So Warren yesterday with the win, he now stretches his record to 7-1.
Yeah.
Is he? Well, you got to figure Garrett Cole. Cole.
Yeah,
as long as he stays.
Rodon, Cole, Schlittler, Warren, and then
Max Fried.
Max Fried coming back.
Max
up.
Fried.
I know.
He going in. He looked like that's the ace.
Yeah.
And he'll return. Though.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. I've been impressed. I've been watching the girls softball World Series. Man, some really good. It used to be 1-0 was always the final. 1-0, 2-1. Because pitching was so dominant. These girls now can jack the ball. I mean, I think they're going to have to make the stadiums bigger because these girls are just jacking it out left and right. And Texas Tech, UCLA out. Texas Tech now. Texas Tech has to beat Alabama twice in order to advance to the finals. And on the other side, the Longhorns have to beat Tennessee twice in order to advance. So
they'll be back in action today.
Yeah, today. So
all afternoon.
Yeah.
So a lot of good sports action for people to tune in if you got the day off.
Yeah.
First day of the longest season outside of the Major League Baseball season. First day of the longest season, the longest 6 months. That's the Atlantic Hurricane season.
Yeah.
Today. I wish it was the Miami Hurricanes football season, but no, it's the white knuckle ride, especially August through October. That's what I call the Atlantic Hurricane season. They project it's not going to be as bad this year, but who knows? It's only the weather, and the weather doesn't exactly follow a script. So, yeah, the Marlins looking bad. They're about the 7th worst team in all of baseball right now. Kind of disappointing.
Well,
they've got some good hitters, but zero pitching.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's just an organization that, once they have the talent, they get rid of it anyway because of, they play the small market blues and don't pay anybody. So it's just like this Pittsburgh Pirates, If you don't pay them, they're not going to stay. I don't know how they're going to hold on to Skeens.
Right.
It's
I wouldn't
crazy.
expect they will.
Yeah. I tell you what was exciting finish yesterday was the Memorial in golf. Russell Henley and
not exactly a household name.
No,
Russell Henley.
Well, he's
no relation to Don.
No relation to Don. But him and Eric Cole was. He's 38 years old. Both him and Henley were both 38. Henley birdie to finish to force the playoff, which he ended up winning. But I felt bad because Cole's never won on the PGA Tour. Here he was, 38 years old, and had it, and he hit a shot and he got a bad bounce, which is unusual because he hit a lob wedge from about 90 yards out, and it spun off the green. Otherwise, he would have probably, all he had to do is put it close from 90 yards, which is usually automatic. And yeah, he got a bad break, and you could tell his disappointment. I knew it right away just by how disappointed he was. That was going to carry over to the playoff, and it did.
And there's what's missing, and we talked about it Thursday. The big names aren't emerging like they used to.
Yeah,
we're not seeing McElroy. We're not seeing
As a matter of fact,
Rose,
there's some young kids out there like Alex Smalley, who's been top 5 the last 3 events. So
he did well.
Yeah, and Gary Woodland, old guys coming back out, and
good to see that though. I like to see guys emerging and getting more than their 15 minutes of fame, coming out on top.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's
U.S. Open coming up.
Not too long from now.
2 weeks, Father's Day weekend. Always Father's Day weekend. Okay, there we go. That's our first caller. It's time to put your phone on mute.
On Thursdays, we do get calls, 386-251-8100. On Monday, we're not able to do it because we're doing the show live, but we're recording it for playback later, and a review of the weekend sports and a preview of what's coming up. And
well, we know what's coming up.
Boy, what's coming up?
We know what's coming up.
Beginning Wednesday, it's the NBA Finals, and it all starts at the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, Texas. It's the Spurs taking on The Knicks. That's
Yeah.
your team. Now, are you going to not wash that jersey until they win it all?
As a matter of fact, I watched it last night.
Well, you have to.
It's been getting a lot of
Going
wear.
in.
It's been getting a lot of wear.
A lot of wear.
But I can tell you, man,
superstition.
nobody's giving the Knicks a shot. I mean, I don't understand it. I really don't. A team doesn't go on an 11-game run and beating their team by an average of 26 points a game. You don't do that and not be able to be talked about as one of the team to beat. Not only that, they're underdogs. They're talking about San Antonio in 5. They're even insulted. They said that they are not. Wembanyama is going to guard Josh Hart.
Josh Hart
at 6'6" or 6'5". He's gonna guard Josh Hart because he doesn't want to. Big Cat stays out at the top of the key and facilitates from the top, so which would bring Wembanyama out from in the paint. And you know how dominant he is. He makes shots difficult. He's 7'6" with a wingspan of 13
8 feet.
Yeah,
8 feet.
it's like
8-foot
13
win.
feet.
Can you imagine that though?
No, I can't. And hey, listen, San Antonio went out and took care of business, but guys like Chet Holmgren, 3 shots he took in that game. Game 7, you're the Batman and Robin. They talk about you got to have a Batman and Robin to win an NBA championship, and SG, he did his thing, man, he had no support, 0. Chet Holmgren was invisible. He was absolutely invisible.
You think maybe OKC might try to work out a deal, get Giannis to come?
That's the talk right out of the gate. It was right at one of the conversations.
Tough to beat Chet Holmgren right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, and
the onus has been placed on him.
Yeah, and it's it's crazy that they're not giving the Knicks a shot. I think the Knicks, they're so hot.
Kendall Perkins had said San Antonio would make it to the finals, but he has switched gears now. He's thinking the Knicks are going to win it.
I did hear that last night on SportsCenter, and
were you watching?
I was watching that naturally. I think I watched every Knick highlights of every Knick game in the playoffs, and man, I mean, they're the only team that's averaged, all 5 starters averaged double digits in the playoffs. All 5
All
starters.
5.
Are averaging.
That shows you something right there. It's a total team effort, right?
It really, and that's
They're not relying on just Brunson. The Brunson burner is hot.
Yeah, it's lit.
But they're going to need more.
Oh, absolutely.
Spurs.
A guy like Anunoby is such a key for them, and Bridges got hot at the right time. And now you're going to leave. The reason they're going to bring Wembanyama into to guard Josh Hart is because what they're going to do is challenge Hart to shoot the ball. They're going to give him the open jumper because Wemby's going to drop back into the paint. And he's going to give Josh Hart that shot, and
challenge him to beat him.
Yeah, and I'm telling you what, Josh Hart was one of the guys that was red hot in that playoff run, in this 11-game unbelievable run.
Knicks have certainly earned their right to be where they are.
No question, and it is the Knicks have averaged 126 points against San Antonio this year. Now, granted, it was the Cup and 2 games, and they took 2 out of the 3.
2 out of 3, yeah.
So, like I said, don't write them off. Man, New York is buzzing. Holy cow!
It's the hottest story in sports right now,
and it is
of the Knicks. And I think it's interesting the parallels with the Spurs. Of course, the Cup back in December and the Knicks winning that, and then you think about 27 years ago,
right,
when the Spurs ended up beating the Knicks. What was it, 4-1?
Yeah. It was,
and think about that.
Annihilated them.
And, that season was a lockout, so they only played 50 games.
Exactly. And that was the Duncan, Ginobili. They were Parker. They had a good team. The Spurs were loaded. The Knicks definitely.
The Spurs were, Duncan and Robinson. That was, and then Parker later on. And then Ginobili. And then. What, they've won like 5?
Sean Elliott. I mean, they had a run. Robert Horry.
Yeah. I mean, it just went on a run throughout the early 2000s.
Yeah, they did. They
beat the Heat. They
were. They were good. Hey, listen, they were almost a dynasty. I mean, what were they? One championship short of considering them a dynasty.
Yeah.
But
they win it this time. That'll be the fourth most championships among NBA teams.
Which is unbelievable, actually.
It is.
Because it is an ABA team, so it's not a team that's been there forever in the NBA. So.
With Oklahoma City not repeating, it's been several years since we've seen a repeat champion.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like to see,
Me too.
New blood coming in. You would like to see the Knicks, which, old blood, but new blood as far as winning a championship.
1973, man.
Years.
53 years. That's a long time. The city it's a basketball town. You know what was crazy is that one of the guys on the panel of, I think it was Get Up, that said that don't compare the Knicks to the Lakers or the Celtics of that, because they don't have the merchandise sales or because they were saying that the West finals outdrew any Knick game by 2 million people. Okay, there's a reason for that. First of all, they say that all of France is watching basketball games at 2 a.m. So that's part of that number that they're using. And
sort of like the Dodgers, Japan.
And I don't think that series was that spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. Well, yeah, of course, that's a bias. I got the rose-colored glasses on.
Yeah. Or you got the
orange and blue skies. Orange and blue skies,
yeah,
baby.
orange and blue glasses here.
Yeah, with the,
there's going to be just a fervor throughout New York City now. I'm going to say 7 games. I think that's what it's going to take. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised
Knicks
if
in
the
6.
Knicks take it.
I'd say Knicks.
You think Knicks in 6?
Knicks in
You think they've got to get it done in 6?
I think they're going to get. I think they're going to get game 1. I think they're going to come out of the gate, shock San Antonio, and get game 1, and then they'll hold serve at home. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean that's the way you would think they'd have to go about it, because they don't have a home court advantage.
No, exactly.
They've got to win 1.
Yeah, and I think it's game 1. That was my point. Is I think it's game 1. They come out of the gate. But again, the game 1, we saw what happened in game 1 when they swept through Philly. That long layoff of not competitive basketball, just practice. That's a big deal. But they're going to be fresh.
Well, they're well rested, and that may have been the key as to why they've won 11 straight, because all the series they've finished early. They've had a longer rest than their next opponent.
Yeah,
and that's the case here. But I don't see any major injuries of any kind. Maybe for Robinson.
Robinson with
got
the pinky.
Finger, the pinky.
Yeah, he already had surgery on it,
and should be fully recovered. I would think.
I got to tell you, Mitchell Robinson is such a key element to the Knicks' success. He's led the NBA in offensive rebounds, I think 4 years in a row. Offensive rebounds create extra, and when you beat a team on the offensive glass, you usually win.
Right.
Because he creates just more opportunities.
It's going to be a key stat in this series.
It absolutely will, because Wemby is
all over the place.
He doesn't play as many minutes as
you would think.
Yeah, he really
he
does.
gets a lot done in a short amount of time.
He definitely does.
And what's amazing to see him just fall back and throw that going away 3.
Yeah,
he's got great range.
Oh man, when he shoots that long from outside the 3-point line, it's effortless, because just a little. And
those long arms, he doesn't give up on a ball in the paint.
It's crazy when some of the dunks he's had, like, because he takes off at like the. He could take off at the free throw line and dunk it with no problem. It's crazy.
It is amazing.
He is a freak.
He is.
Yeah.
The alien.
We're going to be talking about him in the finals for years to come.
Oh.
I mean, if he stays healthy.
Only in his 3rd year.
Yeah.
So he
was emotional.
He is. He's an emotional kind of guy.
Yeah, he impressed me with how emotional it was for him to do this. He's still an awkward looking dude, but whatever. That's just.
And SGA, you saw him at the podium talking about.
Took his braids out.
Yeah, you saw that. He had a whole different look. But
I was like, who's on the podium?
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
But I thought he was well stated as well. And he said, it's a failure of the season.
Yeah.
And that's a champion talking right there, because that's. You don't go there to get a participation trophy.
Yeah, he should have. I mean, he had no help.
Right.
0 on the help line. I mean, there was some shot, and again, the cast that they had, I mean, granted, big loss with the hamstring to, not Williams, but,
they're
number 2. They're He's
Jared or I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about there. Can't pick up.
But
on the
anyway, a
name
hamstring
real quick.
injury was crucial. But Chet Holmgren was, like I said,
Holmgren disappeared.
invisible.
Yeah,
How are you invisible when you're 7'2"?
and really the whole series he was.
Three shots.
Yeah.
How do you take 3 shots if you're the number 2 guy? You can't. I mean, step up, brother. I mean, he should have went. They should have went in the halftime and go, Chet, put a smelling salt, stuff one in each nostril, do something to
That's
get
it.
that guy. I mean, he looked
Get whatever Aaron Rodgers is using
Yeah.
during the game.
Well, yeah. That's it's
Wake yourself up.
Yeah.
But it should be a great series. It all gets started 8:30. ABC has the coverage, which they have now for several years. They're the go-to.
so funny
network.
it's so funny
Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's so funny to see guys like Kenny the Jet Smith, who's born in Brooklyn. You know, to see guys, Carmelo Anthony, all these guys that are doing national shows, are, you know, they're not hiding the fact that they're really rooting for this to happen. I mean, there's a lot of people that want this to happen. It's good for basketball. Let's face it.
When the series goes to Game 3 in New York, I wonder who's going to be out there. So many of
Everybody.
Think about
Everybody.
Chalamet and Spike
No, I'm
Lee.
talking about ex-players, man. I mean, you got Oakley and Starks and
But going back to 1999, look at the people at Allen Houston. And, of course, Patrick
Larry Johnson,
Ewing,
Patrick Ewing. I mean, and they're
Larry
all at
Johnson,
the game.
Marcus Camby.
Yeah.
Names we haven't talked about
Yeah.
for quite some time.
Oh, right.
Probably a good 15, 20 years.
Yeah, and the shame is, they always talk about. Actually, you know what Walt Clyde Frazier said, that this is a team that reminds him exactly of the '73 team, a team that 5 guys got it done, 5 guys. Where Clyde was the guy. I mean, Clyde was the Finals MVP. I think he was even MVP of the year. But again, I was only one. But that's
his story, and he's sticking with it.
That's it. And but Clyde said this is the closest he's ever seen. This is a Knick team that resembles the '73 team as far as being deep, and they are deep.
Yeah. Oh, they are deep.
By
the way, you were only one, but don't let that be an excuse. You're a Knicks fan. You should have been taking notes there from the crib.
I got to see Clyde play at the end of the twilight of his. My grandfather was such a Knick fan. I mean, he'd be sitting there smoking his green Grenadier. Whoa, they used to call it a guinea stinker. Yeah, it was a horrible smelling cigar, cheap. And
one
green. It was green. Anything you're smoking that's green can't be good.
Back in '73,
Except
you had
marijuana.
nowhere near the apparel that you do now, though. He couldn't have owned a jersey like yourself.
No, he definitely didn't.
That was hard to find.
Yeah.
Anything. Because you didn't have the licensing. You didn't have jerseys.
Yeah, I'm hoping my delivery comes. I've got a Karl Anthony Towns and a Ewing jersey on its way.
So what do you think is the big key? They got to shut down the Brunson burner?
For San Antonio?
Yeah, for San Antonio.
San Antonio has got to be physical and play serious defense, and they have to get Wemby in the 2 games that they lost. In 2 of the games they lost, Wemby was non-existent. He really was. He
played him physical.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. That's why we have 2 7-footers. That's why Mitchell Robinson being in the lineup is key.
That is key.
Because they were talking about Huck Porty. I mean, they made such a big deal out of Robinson's finger. First of all, the guy can't shoot anyway.
Right.
I mean, he's one of the most horrific shooters you've
Now he should have all the confidence in the world, because if he misses,
you can
blame
say
it
it's
on
my
the finger.
Yeah. And,
he's got nothing
but
to
they
lose.
do a lot of pick and rolls with him. He does set a lot of screens and rolls off and gets a lot of dunks. And I don't know if he's able to dunk with a bad pinky. I mean,
no.
I guess
The
just drop
grip.
it. Yeah, drop it in the hole, I guess. I don't know.
You're better.
But we'll see. It's so funny. The day Cat reported, they were showing when Big Cat was signed by the Knicks, his first appearance in it for a New York press conference, he was wearing the 1999 shirt for the Spurs-Knicks matchup. So it was kind of, he was saying he's bringing them back, and he is, and against San Antonio.
The revenge series, 27 years later.
Well, if anybody's got something to play for, it's definitely San Antonio, as far as we beat them in the NBA Cup. That's a big deal. That cup is, some people are actually asking me. Mikey Balls actually grabbed me and said, what the hell is the NBA Cup? And you have to explain it was just something that was created to bring excitement to the early part of the season, because it is an 82-game season, and a lot of people don't start watching until 50 games in.
Yeah, they just recently started doing that. Chain Gang Sports Show. We appreciate a like, follow, share, and to subscribe. And on Thursday nights during the live show, we always have a food sponsor. This past Thursday, we had the Bantam Chef bring in some
fish sandwich, baby.
Man,
I know that the producer, he mauled that thing. I saw as soon as I said, yeah, you can have the rest. He goes, I can have the rest.
The producer was,
and then it was gone.
And then then it was like eating cauliflower pizza, just gone before the show even started.
And of course, we always invite calls on Thursday nights. Just to take note, 386-251-8100. Want to give a shout out over there to the original Philly cheese steak in Palm Coast, 1755 Palm Harbor Parkway, to Dustin Concordia.
Yeah.
Well, a cool name.
Yeah.
I like that name.
I
That's
like
a marquee kind of name.
And Dustin's a follower.
Yeah.
I like that. And we have...
he's a big NHL fan.
Yeah, and his nights are right there, so it'll be
in Carolina tomorrow night, Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about hockey, and we're already 3 minutes left, and we definitely have to bring up the fact that tomorrow's practice, I'll be at the
Mitfits.
I'll be at the Mitfits practice to go see the girls and see how they're doing, and I'm excited about it. To get to go out and see them, see what they got. So
they'll be excited to see you.
Yeah, I hope so.
Now, what time is that going to be?
6 to 8.
6
it's their
to
first
8.
practice. Yeah.
I'm going to meet you out there.
Okay.
I'm going to be out there. Let me know where it is.
All right.
Where do you know right offhand?
The park. I'll send you the information.
Yeah.
I know it's.
I'm going to meet you out there. I want to see. They look like they play with a lot.
Don't
of
forget.
heart. A lot
Don't
of.
forget. I got a challenge.
That's right. I want to see you going up against Trinity Wright.
Yes.
She's got the right stuff.
Yep. Trinity is looking to Kate a big fella. And I ain't letting it happen. I was about to go to the batting cages today.
She's going to throw some Joe Mizorowski at you.
Yeah.
Did you see? Guy throws like over 100 miles an hour, 57 consecutive pitches, something like that.
Straight gas.
Hope he doesn't wear out his arm.
Yeah.
Tommy John could be calling.
Yeah.
You never know. Not Johnny Monte Carlo, but Tommy John. Hey, also just one note. NASCAR, boy, that race kept everyone up late last night. Denny Hamlin ends up getting
Denny Hamlin's on a roll now. Team
in
Hamlin.
Nashville.
Team Hamlin. I mean, he's
Hamlin.
I mean, he's the owner
of
the
second place now, just behind Tyler Reddick.
And he's also owner of the Reddick car. I mean, Reddick Racing, the team Reddick races for with Jordan.
They're on top of the world right now.
Yeah,
they have been all season since the Daytona 500 back in February. Reddick has won 5. Remember, he won the first 3, but he hasn't won since Kansas back on April 19th.
Yeah.
They all get together on Sunday, I believe, at 3 o'clock in Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan Speedway there. If, our NASCAR fans want to tune in.
Yeah.
It's a long season, but it's rapidly progressing now.
It is a full year. So,
Always good to see you, Tommy Thunder, on a Monday morning, and good to have everyone check in with us, and we will look forward to you on Thursday with our live show.
Sounds good, brother. See you then.
Chain Gang Sports Show.
Peace.
We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.
Things are truly better with us.